Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be doing some scholarly work. We're going to be looking at the velocity and energies of 9 millimeter in different length ARs, both AR pistols and AR rifles that shoot 9 millimeter. Okay, so specifically, we're talking about the pistol caliber carbines, PCC, as they're otherwise known. And I'm using this chronograph over here, a very common one that people use to get a velocity, and then I'm going to take that velocity, do do a calculation to get an energy. The energy number is actually a lot more important than the velocity number because, you know, I'm using 115 grains here today, but somebody else, let's say, might be using 124 grain bullets. So there's no way that you can compare 115 grain bullet to 124 grain bullet if you're only looking at velocity. But if you look at the energy, which takes into account both velocity and mass, okay, now you can get a number that actually means something, okay? And the two bullets, you can actually compare 115 grain to 124 grain, okay? So the ammunition that we're using is good old Tula, okay? Tula steel case, 9 millimeter, 115 grains. With 223, I find that Tula tends to be a little underpowered compared to, brass. With the 9 millimeter, I find that it actually does pretty good. It in some cases it comes in at a higher energy than some of the target brass ammunition. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the Glock 17, just because it's it's a number that's more common, right? People usually, when they're talking about energy, if you look up online and you look up, velocity or energy in 9 millimeter, they're usually going to be they're going to quote you something out of a full size, duty pistol. Okay, so we're going to start off with this Glock 17, 4.5 inch barrel. Okay, um, and by the way, these are 6 shot averages, right? So I took 6 shots. I took an average of those 6 shots, and I did my energy calculation. Okay, so the Glock 17, 4.5 inch barrel, velocity 1181. Okay, energy 356. Okay, 356 foot pounds, which I think is pretty decent for 9 millimeter out of a handgun. 356. Okay, um, so then I went to this AR pistol. This has a 4-inch barrel. I did a prior review on this. So even though this looks longer, basically the barrel stops here. So you only got 4 inches of barrel. Right, well, actually, I'm doing it on this side so you can see. You only got 4 inches of barrel. And then this part over here is basically like a funnel. I mean, it's not, I can't even call it a linear comp because it doesn't seem like a proper linear comp, but has the holes in it. So it kind of looks like a funnel. It's in my opinion, they should have just made this a 6-inch barrel rather than do 4 inches and then put this extra weight back up here, which doesn't add anything. And we can see it in the numbers. Because with this gun over here, we've got an average velocity of 1150 and energy of 338. So 338 foot pounds. So we went from 350 foot pounds here to 338 here. We had a drop. Okay, so this linear comp over here, this extra 3 inches of weight out. Keep doing it on this side so you guys can. This extra 3 inches of weight that's on the end over here did not help us in any way. And I've shot this at night. It doesn't reduce flash. It just has the same amount of muzzle flash as the pistol. It's just as loud. You gotta wear ear protection. So they should have just made this just a 6-inch barrel rather than 4 inches with 3 inches of linear comp. Okay, and so we actually had a little bit of a drop in velocity, a drop in energy. Okay, we went from 350 to, what did we say we were? 350. We went to 338 on this. Okay. By the way, a lot of people will refer to this a lot of times as a PDW, personal defense weapon. I mean, I think they're just making up names for these things at this point. It seems like every week they got a new name, a Recce rifle. They keep making up new names. Okay, so anyway, that's what that is. So then I went to we got the 7.5-inch 9 millimeter AR. Okay, so with, again, 7.5 inches, it stops here. All right, so with 7.5 inches in 9 millimeter, let's see, velocity 1254, energy 402. Okay, 402 foot pounds. Okay, so obviously we've gone up a little bit. Now we're like almost like a 40 cal with a 7.5-inch rifle. We're getting the energy is coming closer to like a 40 cal. Now with this rifle, I actually have a proper linear comp on this. No muzzle flash when I shoot this at night. But the real reason why I put this on here is because a lot of times when I was training people, what I would find is that their hand would come a little bit too close to the front over here. So I just put this out here to make sure that the beginners don't end up with their hands in front of the muzzle. Nowadays, I just use the 10-inch rifles because I don't have to have the linear comp on there. So that's the problem I found with the 7.5. If I was the only person using this, I would just take this thing off and just go with the shorter rifle. Okay, so for a home defense type of situation, if this is the gun I would choose to use, I would just put a regular bird cage on this rather than have this linear comp because I don't think it does anything useful. I have you can't shoot this without ear protection. Okay, it's loud. It's like a pistol, so you can't shoot this without ear protection. So that really doesn't do anything. It's just so people don't put their hands in front of the gun. So we said 400. Where are we? What's that number? 402. 402 foot-pounds of energy. Oh, let me just pause you guys for a second. Okay, really quick. Just had to fix up, and the wind was blowing around back there. Okay, good. So next, we're at 10.5 inches. Okay, 10.5 inches. We've got a velocity, average velocity of 1296, energy of 430. Okay, so 1296, energy of 430. Again, I got on this one. I got a standard bird cage because this is long enough that I don't have to worry about people, reaching out in front of this gun. I think that this is kind of like the perfect length if you're going to have a 9mm AR pistol. Okay, that's what I would recommend. The 10.5 inches. Okay, so we got 430 foot-pounds of energy, and finally we are at 16 inches. AR rifle. Okay, our velocity now is 1336. Energy 456. Okay, energy 456. So we've gone up exactly 100 pounds of energy from the pistol to the rifle. Okay, so 456. Now, one of the things that I like about the 9mm AR is that this you can actually shoot without ear protection. Okay, I actually think that it's quieter than the 22. So you can shoot this without the ear protection, although I still use ear protection when I shoot this. So this is a very practical gun. It doesn't have any muzzle flash, so you don't have to put like a linear comp or anything on here. So I find this to be a very practical gun. Okay, so there it is. Those are your energies. Again, don't focus so much on the velocity, because if you've got somebody else shooting a heavier bullet, a 124 grain bullet, or shooting an 80 grain bullet, because the velocity is going to be all over the place. Look at the energy. Okay, the energy is, you take the velocity squared, so you take velocity times the weight of the bullet, the mass of the bullet, so in this case it's 115 grains, and you divide it by a conversion factor, okay, which is 450,240, okay, so 450,240, okay, divided by that number. Obviously, I've done this thing so many times, this conversion factor, I got it. Like, I can not do an energy calculation for like a year, and I'll still remember that number, okay. So one more time, running down the numbers. Energies. Let me shift the camera a little bit more this way. Okay. 4.5 barrel, 356. 4-inch barrel, 338. 7.5-inch barrel, 402. 10-inch barrel, 430. 16-inch barrel, 456 foot-pounds. 456 foot-pounds. Okay, and that's with the Tula 115 grain steel case ammunition. So I think Tula is really good ammo. I don't know if you guys saw, I did a video where I had a 16-inch rifle like this, and I was I had a 16, not 16, a 6-inch plate, a 6-inch plate at 145 yards, and I didn't miss any shots. I was like, I think I went like 10 for 10 on it. So it's very accurate rifle at, you know, on a 6-inch plate at 145 yards. You can go out further, but obviously now the group's going to open up a little bit more. You can easily hit a man-sized target at 200 yards. I haven't had a chance to test it a little further out. I am planning to do that in the near future. So I hope this data was interesting to you guys. It was very interesting to me. For a long time, I wanted to line up all these guns and just compare them. And I've got the benefit here is that I think I've got pretty much every 9mm AR barrel size that I think they make. Okay, I don't think they make anything in between the numbers that I called out for you guys. So drop some comments below if you got any questions. Let me know. You know, if you got any of your own data, drop it below. You know, especially if you have like different, if you've done energy calculations with different weight bullets, put in the comment section. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notification of new videos I put up. I'll talk to you all soon.